Best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. Doing something a little funky, doing something a little fresh, breaking out some old school. We're going to talk about Brian Flores. We're going to talk about Malik WIllis. We're going to talk about a bunch of things. But you know what? I could dance to this music all day. But you can't see me dance unless I'm on the camera, and I didn't turn the camera on. So you know what? Let's talk about a few things. Let's get right into it. Let's get, I guess we're going to get serious for a moment. And that's what this topic is. It's serious. It's the whole Brian Flores suing the NFL, suing a couple teams, suing the Giants. Evidently, we did about 2 hours on this during the live stream. If you want to go look at it, I put the link in here below in the comments with the Dahmer. We talked about it. We talked about the Giants. We didn't pull any punches. We just said what we felt, and what we felt is just what we feel. So, but some people have some misinformation and misconceptions about the Rooney Rule. I actually spoke to a gentleman who has 33 years in the league. He retired in 2020, and asked him about the Rooney Rule and asked him about the enhanced Rooney Rule. And if what the Rooney Rule enhancements did, I guess they did it back in October of 2021, which was supposed to help increase diversity in the coaching and team personnel levels. Evidently, it didn't do a very good job. Basically, what the Rooney Rule is, and this is what Brian Flores is, I would say, issue is the fact that before with the Rooney Rule, you only had to hire one external candidate. I mean, not hire. You only had to interview one external minority candidate for a head coaching job. Now, that has been moved to two. So now you have to not hire again, but now you have to interview two external candidates, minority candidates for the coaching position. Okay, that's a big difference because a lot of people will point to the fact that we interviewed Leslie Frazier and we also interviewed Patrick Graham. Patrick Graham is not an external candidate. So for the people that are saying this timeline doesn't match what he's saying with reference to the Giants, no, it actually does match because he had not even gone into the interview yet when the alleged Belichick messages, because I'm saying alleged because I don't know, because the alleged messages came through and he was still interviewing on Thursday. And evidently, the Belichick had it through two sources that they were hiring Brian Daboll. Now, I'm not saying that you cannot hire whoever you want to hire. I'm not saying that at all. Because any franchise should be able to hire any person that they want to hire for their head coaching position, no matter race, creed, or color. They should be able to do that. That is fine. But there is a rule in place. And you cannot deny that the Giants, in some ways, have violated more than just the spirit of the rule by having him come in, and you can say it as basically a sham interview. You can say that because if the Belichick has the correct information and the Belichick was reaching out to the wrong Brian and he had that information and that is true, it does not bode well for the Giants. Now, people will also say, well, how can you text the wrong person the wrong thing? Listen, I got plenty of people in my phone that have the same name. I have 3 Eds in my phone. And on more than one occasion, I sent the wrong Ed, the wrong text message, and had full conversations on a topic that did not even have to go with or be part of what that Ed would be in reference to. It happens. It does happen. So, I mean, you have to take a look at it. And it's obviously the rule's in there for a place, good or bad. You can like the rule, you could dislike the rule. I mean, I think the rule on the surface has its merits, but again, you're not going to be able to force someone to hire a minority candidate. I personally felt, and I've said this before, I felt that Brian Flores was a better option for the Giants, and not because of his race, but because of he had coaching experience. He had 3 years as a head coach. He had a team that started 1-7. They finished 9-8. He had another team that finished 10-6. They didn't make the playoffs. He won with a quarterback with limited throwing ability, and his team never quit. That's why I thought he was the right candidate for the job. But for people to sit there and say the Giants are without guilt, I don't know. I can't say that yet. I don't know how anyone else can say that. And for people to say, well, the Giants came out with a statement that said they didn't do it. Well, what do you want them to say? Yes, we did it. We broke the spirit of the rule. So you have to look at it. If this is true, and if you go by the new Rooney Rule, where you have to interview 2 external minority candidates, and the Giants were just checking off the boxes with Brian Flores, yeah, I kind of got a problem with that. They kind of got their hand caught in the cookie jar. And like I said, I don't mind that the Giants hired Brian Daboll. I'm not saying that whatsoever. I'm not saying he's not going to be a great coach. I'm not saying they should fire Brian Daboll and hire Brian Flores. All I'm saying is you cannot look at this and say the Giants may not be at fault for anything because you don't know all the facts. You don't know all the information. So you can't really say that. And that's the way we have to look at it. We have to wait till all the facts come out. We have to wait till all the information comes out. We have to wait till everything comes available so we can see all the, it's probably going to go to court. And it's probably going to get ugly. It's another black eye for not only the league, but for the Giants itself. You could agree with the Colin Kaepernick situation that the league blackballed him. I don't know if they did. I don't know if they didn't. Like I said, I don't have internal knowledge of what's going on with these teams. I know Colin had a bunch of bad years, and the skills seem to be declining. But I don't know if his political views cause him not to be in the league. I don't know that. You don't know that. You can assume that. But as we're giving Colin Kaepernick the benefit of the doubt, so many people in Giant Land don't want to give Brian Flores the benefit of the doubt because it's their team, and I understand that. But you have to make sure before you're giving someone the benefit of the doubt that there is not blame to be laid. That's all I'm going to say. I also want to talk about Malik Willis. Oh, my God, Malik Willis and his first day at the Senior Bowl. And I said this before. So many people said it. So many scouts have said it, and it seemed to be coming to fruition. Malik Willis is going to be an enigma. He's going to be an enigma wrapped in a riddle. He is going to be, oh, no, I got to turn this off. I don't want to hear that FanDuel conversation coming in there. He is an enigma wrapped in a riddle. He is going to be a guy that you're either going to fall in love with or you're going to hate, but the talent is going to be there. The arm strength is going to be there. Some scouts said it best. He had the 5 best throws of day one, but he might have had the 5 worst throws as well. But there's something that you cannot teach that Malik Willis has above and beyond every other quarterback in this draft, and that is velocity. He's bringing the new sound effect, the Malik Willis. Bringing the boom. That's what Malik Willis, he's bringing the boom. He's got the boomstick. He is going to show the league. He's got the power. He's got something you cannot teach in this league. He can make, you can make all the throws up the ladder. You can do it. But he throws, like I said, he's going to show flashes. He also stood out to be able to have his mobility. He had one play where he scrambled to the right, did a little side-on throw, and dropped a dime to the, I think it was the San Diego State tight end. Then he had another rep where he basically escaped the rush, and he just kind of went around some guys, went around the corner for a gain before running out of bounds. Now, his accuracy isn't going to be, you're going to need to work with it. You're going to need to work a little bit on his footwork. But those are all things that can be taught. And that's what a lot of scouts said. He has things that can be taught, that he can be taught to do better. But the one thing you are not going to be able to teach him is the fact that he has got an arm. And I have said this before. He has got an arm that you will not, and I've said this, he's got an arm that you will not believe. And the way he's going to whip that ball around, and evidently, like I said, he caught the eye, on more scouts than anything else because of the fact of his arm strength and his ability to get up out of the pocket. And like I said, he's gonna be maddening at times. He's going to give you, like I said, he will give you the 5 best throws of the day, but he'll also give you the 5 worst throws. But his stock is going to go up. His stock is going to rise. And most of the scouts said that his arm strength is far and above everyone else's. Evidently, he also came in at 6 feet, 3.8, 220 pounds. They say he's thick. He's the closest thing to Lamar Jackson they have seen since 2017. Dual threat. And I'm telling you, his stock's only going to get greater. And his stock is only going to skyrocket once he hits the combine and once he hits his own pro days. He's gonna rise above the rest. You're gonna see this large day. I mean, you're gonna just see this. He's just gonna go up and up and up on the ladders for these teams. Because we all know why. Malik Willis. Bring in the boom. He's going to be bringing the boom. He's going to be dropping dimes. He's going to be rough. He's going to be, like I said, he's going to be maddening. But like I said, it's going to be something that you're going to see, and his anticipation is just going to soar. And like I said, if he goes within the top 5, I would not be shocked. We'll have more updates on Malik WIllis through the week. I think the Pro Bowl's, not the Pro Bowl, Senior Bowl's also on television coming up later. It's on, I believe it's on the NFL Network on Saturday at 1 p.m., so I'll be watching it. But I'm telling you guys, keep an eye on it. Watch him. See what he does. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you could like, maybe subscribe, ring the bell, the means.